everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome to Ask Think episode number 120. That's 120 for Monday, September 22nd, 2014. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing well. I don't know why I asked you and why I answered the question myself, because I asked you guys. Anyway, let's get started with the episode. And last week I asked you, what is your favorite video on my channel and why? And I loved that question because it brought up quite a few episodes of content that I'd really kind of forgotten about, and it was really interesting to see what you guys liked the most. So the first person we have here is The Devil Angel, and they said their favorite video that I've uploaded is the Webkinz Polka Dot Bobcat adoption video because it's the first video in the beginning of a whole entire channel. And I know what you were trying to say there, but that actually isn't the first video on my channel. And I challenge you to find which one it actually is. Blanquita101 says my favorite episode has to be your Cave of Wonder. At first I actually thought it was real, but then I'm like, what? Yeah, so that is, I think, episode 24 of my survival Let's Play. And that was actually the first video where I ever did any role playing. Now I know you guys see ThinkSlab and you think that's kind of a new thing for me to do role playing, and it is kind of, especially in that capacity, but I was already kind of doing it way back in episode 24. Emily Jones' favorite video is Merry Christmas, Thanks See Ya in Pixelmon. She thought it was hilarious because I put coal in the chest and how Dan randomly joined and saw the Christmas tree and was surprised, and then I fell off Articuno and died. That's always funny in Pixelmon when I fall off Articuno and die. It happens so often. Single Psycho says my favorite Think episodes are Ask Think because you make myself and others feel special and let them have a chance to ask you questions. Most of the other YouTubers don't do that. Thank you so much. You're welcome, and I'm glad that Ask Thinks are your favorites. A couple of people, and this is, I expected this to be more popular. It was my ALS Ice Bucket Challenge video because Kopi was in it, and the part about Timmy being stuck in a well, which is a reference to Lassie, if you guys didn't catch that. And Lassie is an old cartoon with a collie in it. Not cartoon, I'm sorry, live action. Why did I say cartoon? It's an old black and white show that had a collie in it named Lassie, and Timmy always talked to it. Blazin' Spyro said the favorite video that I've ever published is 2, and it's series, and it's Crazy Craft and Pixelmon because it's a crazy mod pack and I make it even funnier than it should be, and it makes them smile, and the Pixelmon because it puts 2 of the most awesome things ever created together and makes it double awesome. Now, Rainy Rainbow liked Survival Episode 80, very near the end of the world, because you can see that I am human and have feelings, and that was, I'd forgotten about that one. There was a chunk error in my Survival Let's Play, and I didn't realize it because I'd been going back and forth in the Nether, and even my backups of my backups of my backups of my backups had the chunk error in them, and it was right in my storage room. But there was one left over, thank goodness. The next couple of people liked my ThinkSlab Spider-Man video, and Steven Pappas liked it because the mod was like a comic and Spider-Man's his favorite superhero, and Jersey Plays Games liked it because it was the first ThinkSlab they ever saw, and they loved my wife's, "Oh, Thinknoodles, you're my hero." Derpinson says, well, my favorite vid is when Kopi ruined his face cam. Was hilarious, and that was a Hunger Games video, and for those of you guys who never watched it or actually didn't quite get it or watch all the way through, it was actually one of my most disliked videos at the time, but it was planned for Kopi to do that, to lick the GoPro. I put peanut butter on it and stuff, but anyway. Shed Sky Lol says their favorite video is the first ThinkSlab, and because they like minions, and also that I show mods that go along with the storyline instead of just showing how to use it and everything. And then a couple of people picked a very old video that many of you probably have never seen, and it was the 10,000 subscribers video, and it was only like a minute or a minute and a half, and I was just out on the balcony of my hotel saying thank you because I was on vacation when I hit 10,000, and yeah, that was a long time ago. Commenter Jack said their favorite episode was the episode of the Iron Golem farm when I made it. That was the first episode they watched from me, and that was a long time ago, and also one that was rather surprising, and that's why I really like this question, was because there are so many different answers, and it was interesting to me to find out. And that I remember when I made the Iron Golem farm. The episode before that was when I was transporting the villagers from the village, and it was, at the time, one of my most disliked survival videos because I didn't explain why I was moving the villagers and people didn't understand at first. So they gave me a bunch of dislikes for displacing the villagers, like stealing them. Anyway, Lana David said her favorite episode is the Yellow Submarine episode of Survival. Then a bunch of people, and this surprised me, one of the most popular choices was Spore, my first episode of Spore. And I think, to me, that's amazing because when I wanted to play Spore, I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, this game looks so fun, and waited for Dan's series to end and everything, and then asked him, hey, is it okay? Because my subs really have been asking for me to play the whole time you've been playing, and I didn't want to step on any toes. And he said, yeah, whatever, man, have fun. It's a really fun game. So, I wanted to play it, and it just looked so fun. And then I was putting it out when I was uploading. I was like, gosh, I hope this goes over well, because I was thinking, maybe I'm just a Minecraft guy. Maybe they're not gonna like me playing other games. But you guys have loved it. The response has been amazing, and it's a lot of people's favorite videos. So thank you. Now, of course, one of the popular choices as well was my first Minecraft video, and it's the pilot episode. It's not episode 1 of my survival Let's Play, and if you haven't watched that, go back and look at it. I think it's called Thinknoodles Tries Minecraft 20,000 Subs. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can check it out. But if you thought I was a noob in the first episode of my survival Let's Play and I was really bad at it, you really need to watch the pilot, because in that episode, I was even worse. I mean, it was the first time I'd ever clicked into Minecraft, and yes, it was pathetic, but really, really funny. A couple of people said that the Kopi Mops the Floor video is their favorite because she's so cute. And then quite a few people chose the Lucky Blocks Things Lab because it introduces Kevin. Then one of, I don't know if it's the most popular, but it was pretty close to the most popular choice, if not the second most popular, was my Draw My Life video. And they liked it for a bunch of different reasons, one of which is because of how good I drew. But I want to tell you guys, I put it in the video and I probably should have said it, but I had an artist draw it for me, and she wrote it on the thing, but I should have said it in the video. I didn't realize until I'd published the video and everything, and after a week of comments, I was like, oh man, a lot of people think I drew that, and I didn't. But I did give the artist credit and put links and all that stuff, and you guys can check her out if you want to just go to the video, and links to her DeviantArt and I think her Twitter are in the description. She's amazing. Then comes, this is my favorite Thinks Lab still. I remember when I made it, I said it was my favorite, and I've made a few since, and it's still my favorite Thinks Lab episode, and it is the Kevin and Juliet. And this is it was my favorite Thinks Lab that I've made, and my second favorite video that I've ever made. SC Video Gamer says, okay, think on the what's my favorite video you've ever uploaded is an easy question. All of them, for the simple fact is you're always happy, even if you're not doing it right. You don't get frustrated, and it adds to the enjoyment. How can you pick a favorite when they are all fantastic? And thank you so much for disobeying the question, but giving a really, really great answer. And then the last one that these two picked is also my favorite video, and it's the 100th Noodle Planet episode with my wife. I had so much fun playing it and recording it, showing her around the treehouse, and then getting the dogs back at the end, somehow reclaiming them because I was playing with all the different versions so that it would load her skin and open to land. I don't know why. It was so hard to get that to work, but it wouldn't, and I had to go back quite a few snapshots. Did I have to go into one point? I think I had to go back 10 snapshots back to finally get her skin to show. and it reset the dogs, and I got all my dogs back, and it was amazing. It was hilarious because they're dragging their butts on the ground, and I really, really loved that episode. Now, for next week's question, it comes from Eyeball Jack. You guys may know him as Jack Attaway, and this question's for next week's Ask Think. What would you guys like to see added to the Thinks Lab world? He is one of the builders on the Thinks Lab world, and I guess he's looking for ideas. I don't know, but go ahead and post in the comments below what you guys would like to see added to the Thinks Lab world. Now, before we get to the questions, I want to remind you to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, if the comments on this Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. Now, on to the questions, and the first one is from Naughty Puppy Films, and it's a follow-up from last week, and I'm considering making a video on what I think about the Microsoft Mojang acquisition. Because a lot of the information I've seen is just completely wrong. And this is one of them. Naughty Puppy Film says, will you still be able to make Minecraft videos in Minecraft? Microsoft bought Minecraft because from what I've heard, Microsoft doesn't allow this. Now, that's simply not true. It may be on some of their other properties, but the president of Xbox sent out a tweet specifically addressing this, that they are not changing any of Mojang's policies on monetizing videos on YouTube for Minecraft. So there's nothing to worry about, and if anyone tells you otherwise, they are not telling you the truth. XXCP says, have you heard that iOS 8 came out, and what did you think of it? Yes, I have. I've had it since beta, but I was actually afraid to install it on my phone because I put it on one of my iPads, and it was super slow, but it's old. And kind of like me. But when it came out, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it, and I stuck it on my 5S before. Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I stuck it on my 5S, and it went really fast. I love it. And what I like most about it is the ability to install third-party keyboards. I put SwiftKey on it, and I really, really love it. Sydney XD says, when you're in a situation when people stare at you, what do? Act like they're not there, stare them back, or get out of here? Well, if someone's just staring at me, I'm like, hey there, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and they usually turn away. No, I don't. You know, I don't think that doesn't happen much in New York. I think that there are so many people around that we get used to having so many people around, and we know that you're not supposed to stare at people. Also, because there are some people that if you stare at them, like, you know, maybe there's a guy on a homeless person, and that's what I'm referring to. Because if you sometimes they can be a little bit mean, and for various reasons. But yeah, if you learn to avoid eye contact with people who don't look friendly. Oziel Rosales says, think I really like dogs, but my mom doesn't. What should I do to convince her to like dogs? Because I really love dogs, and it has been my dream to have one. Well, there's really not much you can do yourself other than, you know, bring her over to your friend's house who has a really nice dog a lot until she misses having a dog around. I mean, it's really, really hard to convince someone who either doesn't like dogs or who is afraid of dogs that dogs are okay and that dogs are a great animal to have around and a good companion. And also, it might be that your mom likes dogs but doesn't like the responsibility of a dog. Dogs are a huge responsibility, and when you're a parent, you've got a kid or a few kids, and then you add a dog into the mix that you have to take care of as well. And even though I bet, and I know you promise you're going to do everything for the dog, a lot of times it still falls on the parents. Banana15089 asks, how did you get a cutout for your Pop Tropican? From Thinknoodles, not me. There is I think they call it the Pop Tropica Avatar Creator or Avatar Studio. If you Google it, it should come up, and then you can just go ahead and put in your username, and it'll give you a cutout like that, and then you can just erase the blue around the edges. Blue Shadow RP asks, think if you were to get the iPhone 6, would you get the 6 or the 6 Plus, and why? And that's what I was talking about in the last one. So I did get the iPhone 6, and I got the regular iPhone 6 because, I mean, here's the thing. I need to fit it in my pocket. 6 Plus, not gonna fit in my pocket. It's just way too big. So I wanted the little bit of extra real estate, and the 6 gives a lot of extra real estate on the screen, even though 0.7 inches from the 5S to the 6. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is. So it still fits in my pocket. It gives me the extra real estate, and I don't really have a need to have something so big like the 5.5 inch. If I did need that, I'd be home, because I'm not going to carry that on the street. And I have an iPad for that, so I don't need one that big. I think for some people who don't have an iPad or who bring their iPad everywhere and their phone, the 6 Plus might be the right choice for them. Minecraft Epicness 78 asks, why is the camping trip ThinkSlab on the page when you aren't subscribed to instead of the welcome to my channel video? Well, I changed it a few months ago because I found that a lot of people were coming to my channel for ThinkSlab, and I figured that was kind of logical for them to land on the channel page and see the first episode. And also because the welcome to my channel video, although it still is listed as my channel trailer and sometimes runs as an advertisement on other people's channels for my channel, it's really outdated. That's the other reason. It doesn't even mention ThinkSlab. It mentions mod reviews and shows a scene from my old mod reviews. It has nothing about Minions or ThinkSlab or anything. So before I make a new before I put a welcome to my channel video as the unsubscribed trailer, I need to make a new one with Minions in it. Sue Ha asks, what is the schedule for the episodes? If you go onto my channel page and just click the About tab, it will list them. I won't go through it all there, but obviously every Monday is Ask Think. ThinkSlabs are on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Survival on Thursdays and Sundays. Crazy Craft on Tuesdays and Fridays. Basically, I just went through it all. We got Pixelmon on Tuesdays. That's most of it. PE on Mondays as well. And Spore on Thursdays and Sundays. There, done. Real Gaming X asks, how do you keep up with important news on Twitter when you follow so many of your fans? I manage lists on my Twitter client that allows me to pay attention to certain important news, such as Minecraft developers. I have a Minecraft developer list and things like that. So when I click that one, I can check and see if there's anything new in Minecraft or whatever. Dream Crusher 5000 says, has Kopi ever growled at you? Yeah, she does all the time. Now, it's a friendly growl, to someone who doesn't know her, doesn't know any better. But when we play, she growls at me, but that's a playing growl. And then also when she and she does it to other people too, and it scares people who don't know her. But when she sees someone she hasn't seen in a while, she sort of talks to them when she's running toward them. So she'll run toward them and be like, but it sounds like, rawr. So they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, no. She's just happy to see you. And then, then she gets all lovey and wags her tail and all that stuff. So yeah, she does, but she doesn't really quite know what that means. Starlight 2581 asks, I think, when did you get Kopi and why did you get a golden? Yes, I ate noodles today. Cool. We got her on January 1st, 2007. Yes, I had to think about that if it was 2008 or 2007. It was 2007. She's 7. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we got her on January 1st, 2007. And the reason we got a golden retriever is because my wife never had a dog, and it's not because her parents don't like dogs, like the previous commenter had asked, but they did tell her that they were allergic to dogs, even though it wasn't true. But they did tell her that as a reason because she always wanted a dog. They're like, nope, sorry, dad's allergic, can't get one. So she never got one, but it turns out he isn't. It was just that they didn't want the added responsibility of a dog with 2 kids and all that stuff. So they didn't let her get one. So once we got to a place together, my wife and I, where we could have a dog, and the place that we lived allowed dogs, she said she wanted one, and the dog that she had always wanted was a golden retriever. Duck Rock MC asks, do you check the Minecraft subreddit regularly? Yes, I do. I check it several times per day. Ronan Hart asks, where did you get your skin, Think? I made it from scratch. When I was getting my original channel art, I had, I guess, commissioned the artist, and the project manager was like, do you want to update your skin before we do this? And I was like, wait, what's wrong with my skin? And he's like, no, just try and do something original. Try and make something. So I tried to make something based off of Steve, and he threw it back at me, and he's like, that looks like a hobo Steve. No thanks. You need to work on that a little bit harder. So I went away on vacation to Thailand, and I had my laptop with me, and the entire time that I had on any of the flights, I was just sitting there with one of those skin creators, pixel by pixel, trying things out. And by the time I got back home, I had something new, and I sent it to the artist, and he said, that's great. And that's the skin that you guys see now. Kitty Longto123 asks, if you had a kid, will you have a boy or a girl? I don't think that's up to me. I don't think you get to choose like that. But if I could choose, I would like to have one boy and one girl. Noodle Lover 0098 asks, Think, how does Kopi act if you are the first person home? My dog climbs on me and licks my face. Well, actually, I'm the person that's always home, so she really doesn't do much because I don't leave without her very often. If I leave, almost all the time she's with me, because in New York you can take her almost anywhere. Obviously not, grocery stores, restaurants, and pharmacies, things like that, but most anywhere else I can. But my wife is the one that gets climbed on and licked. Smiley Freak asks, how do you keep up with your schedule with your recordings and still have time for everything else between school and events? I can't seem to get anything done on my videos. It's tough. It's one of the reasons that I stick to a schedule, for two reasons. One, so that I get the videos out that you guys are expecting to see on the expected days. And the other reason is so that I don't overdo it and then put out too many videos on one day. And then, it gives me... It maintains my sanity. It's like okay, I have to do this, and this today, and I could do that, but that's not until Thursday, so I'm not going to do it, and I'm going to do the laundry, something like that. Lily Lee asks, on Tuesday tomorrow, I'm going canoeing for the first time. Have you been canoeing before? And if you have, do you have any tips? Well, I think that was last week, so I'm really sorry about that because I have a really, really good tip for canoeing, even though I've never been, and that is just don't fall out. That's about all I can think of. Abraham Ramirez asks, what did you think of Minecraft at first? Well, the first time I played, I thought it was really hard, but as soon as I was done playing and done recording the video, I was like, wow, that was hard. I want to play again. I want to figure out what that was, and I want to know how to do this. And it was exciting to me. Now that said, and I think I've said this before, once I posted the video, I was like, maybe I won't play that on my channel. Maybe I'll just play it by myself because people weren't so kind in the comments. Obviously, if you guys saw the video, you know why, because I was so terrible at it. But I thought it was funny, so that's why I put it up. But yeah, it was a little bit testy in the comments section. I was like, man, should I just not do Minecraft on my channel? But I'm glad that I did. Emily Salyer asks, when are you going to renew the Noodle Planet download? I think as soon as I'm done with the Underground Railway, so it should be within the next couple of episodes or so. Fluffy's World asks, hello, Think. So I've been wondering, and yes, this is a stupid question, how do you download mods? I stink, so yeah, pretty much noodle on. No, it's not a stupid question. A lot of people ask this question. A lot, especially because ThinkSlab is such a huge thing on my channel, and I use mods for it. And I have been intending to make the video. I did make how to put it on Mac, and I'll do it. No, I'm not going to make a promise, but I'm going to try my best to do it this week, to do a video showing you how to install mods on both Mac and PC. Kelly Kawaii asks, when you were about to name the bunnies you have on the Noodle Planet, you should have listed the most popular bunny names of the colors you have. Did you write that list? No, that is screenshots from the straw poll website where you guys did the voting. MC Gamer Girl 0404 asks, on your most recent Ask Think Kevin was sleeping on the bed. How did you do that? That is from the custom NPCs mod, and when I picked Kevin, you can choose whether they sit or lie down or anything like that. Shimmer Star says, in Minecraft when I'm mining, I keep seeing for a fraction of a second a name tag. I don't believe in Herobrine, so I was just wondering on what on earth it is. Well, you're right. There is no Herobrine anymore. They've removed him from the game. It's now an Entity 303, and he is a... I'm just kidding. There's no Entity 303. There's no Herobrine. What you're seeing is actually particles from the stone or whatever you're mining. I've seen it myself as well, especially when playing UHC or multiplayer. You'd see something and say, ooh, but it's not. It's just the particles. Honeydew You Mad Bro says, hey, Think, you may not like me asking this question, but how do you make your minions? They are a resource pack, and they are retextured villagers. More Random Swag asks, what is your favorite mod? And I'd have to say at this point, out of the ones I've played and reviewed, my favorite mod is the Selfies mod. I think that was so creative, so inventive. I love how it's got the website attached to it and everything. I just thought, man, this is really, really cool. Angela Liu asks, if you log off a multiplayer server, then will it progress the day and night cycle even if there is no one on, or will it stop the cycle when the last player logs off? This is like the modern day. If a tree falls in the woods and there's no one there to listen, it doesn't make a sound. But yes, the answer is yes, it does progress the day and night cycle. MC Firebat asks, hey, Think, how can you get a cell phone in your Think's lab? Well, the one that I use mostly that you see, and it kind of looks like an iPhone with the screen, and I've used it in a lot of Think's labs, not the most recent one. Well, the one I kind of threw away. That is part of the custom NPCs mods. It has no actual effects other than it looks like a phone. Rafael Perez asks, how did you get so much bread on the Noodle planet? Well, if you watch some of my earlier episodes, it's from my skeleton grinder, and you know, skeletons drop bones, and I was down there waiting for the skeletons to come in from my skeleton grinder so that I could kill them and get more XP. And I have a little auto farm right next to it. And I would just take the bones, turn them into bone meal, and then just throw wheat into the auto farm constantly, and then make bread. LP Swinks 32 asks, what would a Think say if he made you a message in your phone? It'd probably be, hey everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome to this phone message that I'm leaving you. I hope you call me again soon. Thanks for listening, and of course, Noodle on! I love that. All right, guys, that's it for this week's Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, Noodle on!